Let's see if it's changed now in the very recent version. We have the red Mortar player Maru at the top side against the yellow Goblin player Eternal at the bottom side. And that's a very beautifully designed map. There are just too many birds for my personal taste. Don't get me wrong, I like animals, but I don't like many birds at the same place. That's distracting, that's annoying, and they are dangerous sometimes. You know, they can attack you guys, trust me. Sauron and Mr. Smok will play today. Hey Mario. Unfortunately, Smok ditched out from the Champions League. He messaged me today that he doesn't want to participate in the Champions League, that he's up for some show matches, yes, but he doesn't want to be in the Champions League anymore, which is very disappointing for me personally as well, because he was the one actually who was suggesting me to open the Champions League at the first place. I'm a bit disappointed. I was looking forward to cast the game between Smoky and Sauron today as well, but why? I don't know, man. I mean, he said it's just too much for him right now with the Rise of the Witch King and stuff like that. He doesn't want to spend too much time, I'm assuming, because Champions League requires lots of activity, and you know, there is a reason for that, because everybody would try to get to the top #1 spot, and Smoky, as he was the #1 spot in the Champions League, he would be forced to defend himself against multiple challenges, which would force him to play at least twice a week, best of 9, and I guess that was kind of too much for him. We have 2-3 tunnels into the Goblin Cave #1 and Goblin Cave #2. The builder is, you know, moving on from the bottom side, and in the meantime, Mordor is building 2-3 slaughterhouses, Orc Pit, Orc Pit, Orc Pit. That's gonna be an army warfare of Mordor. Rise of the Witch King doesn't pay the bills for you? True. I mean, again, that's our hobby, guys, you know? We always need to keep this in mind. That's our hobby. It doesn't pay the bills for me either, you know what I'm saying? But we like it, we do it because we like it. Like the amount, the $50, or even, I mean, to be honest, from Optane Humanity, it's a very generous thing to actually give $1,000 for the tournament, $300 donation to me, so we can have a tournament for $1,300. It's a lot of money in many countries. So if you win $600 in Turkey, for example, I think it's more than a normal monthly salary, more than 150% of the salary actually from a month, which is a great amount of money, but that can't happen every single month, obviously, right? But I think it's great, you know, you play your favorite game and you have the chance to win something, you know, it's always nice. Goblins are defending this, no problemo, but he will be forced to, never mind, we have 3 Goblin Caves against 3 Orc Pits. And remember, in the version 8.5, they kind of buffed the Goblins damage, or nerfed the Orc Warriors damage against Goblins. That was one of the main problems, that Goblins kind of struggled against Orcs early on, because later on you have almost no chance against Mordor. When Mordor gets the chance to recruit multiple Felbeasts, yes, it's true that the Goblin Archer with the poison arrows are now dealing a bit more damage to the Felbeasts, but still, you know, you cannot burst them from 100 to 0, that's not possible. It's 400% of the normal salary here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Geralt, you know? Like, it's nice to win some money, and we are actually keeping up the activity quite high. I think we have a lot. I mean, in the past 3 years, I think we have hosted and organized like 25 tournaments in total. There was a period of time in which we would host a tournament, and right after it ends, another one, you know? And yeah, again, the signups are still open. We are aiming to get 64 players for the upcoming 1v1 tournament. We have around 40 now. We are still missing around 20-25. So if you haven't signed up yet, and you would like to get a chance to win at least $15, and by the way, the top 10 will get rewarded. So you don't need to be the #1, #2, or #3 to get a cash prize. All you gotta do is reach the top 10 spot. Oh my goodness, Tabs Way for 2 years, 7 months, and 4 days, my dude. You are a very, very OG follower. Nice to see you in the chat. Boom, the troll, perfect timing, and I'm assuming the farm is gonna be still taken down, but the troll is gonna be perfect weapon, by the way. When it comes to deal with the goblin spam, I always would recommend you guys to pick up a tree with the troll. This way you have the splash damage, you get the chance to hit multiple units at the same time, which is always great. Yeah, true. I remember myself having 3 viewers, guys, and I still had fun, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a very interesting mindset of, you know, not interesting, but like a wrong mindset of many people. You gotta start slow, right? And streaming for me was always a passion thing and a hobby. But I guess many people, they have like the wrong mindset. They see the top 500 streamers having like 100,000 viewers. They are making a lot of money in a month, but that's a very tiny percentage of the streamers on Twitch. And then they say, oh, okay, this guy's streaming for money, I can do it for money as well. And if you do this with the mindset of making big money from streaming, I think you will get most likely in 99,999 out of 100,000 out of 10,000 cases, you will be disappointed. And for me, I remember the time earlier, many years ago, you used to pay if you wanted to stream, guys. You know, basically when you wanted to stream on a platform, you used to pay the platform to be able to do that. And nowadays it's for free, and you are connected from with people from all around the world who are sharing the same passion with you, and that's for me more important than money. You know, I like it. I do it because I love it. And for me, that's the reason. That's why I was also having fun when I had 3 viewers. Obviously, I'm more grateful now for every single one of you guys. We have always over 150 viewers every single stream, which is impressive. It's still unbelievable for me to sit here and talk to people who are listening to me for hours and hours on end. Dude, I don't know. I'm very grateful for it. But for me, it's about having fun, you know. It's also fun for me. Hi, Michael, and welcome. Do you make money from streaming? I mean, depends. Like, the reason why how you can make money on Twitch, basically, guys, if you are wondering, is basically you get money only if people are subbing to your channel, for example. And when somebody is subbing to your channel, you get $2.50. Just imagine for a single second how many subscribers I would need to make a living off that in Germany. You know what I'm saying? I would need thousands. Like, I would at bare minimum need 1,000 subscribers on the channel to make a living off that. So basically, if you have like a 50 subs channel, which is a great number, right? 50 people choose to support you, you would barely make a little bit more than $100 in a month. So making money on Twitch isn't that easy, and you need lots of people subscribing to your channel and or donating to, you know, make a sustainable amount of money from Twitch streams. So it's not about making money. Trust me, it's not affordable. Like, it's not even like when I would do it for money, when I really would do it for money, then I would not stream, because there are so many easier ways, in Germany at least, you know, to make money off it. But for me, it's about love, it's about passion, it's about enjoyment. That's why I'm doing it, you know. Especially when you play Lord of the Rings through that. Shanks, just tell that the subs are the extra to the passion of streaming. No, look, there are many streamers I used to watch in the past, and they are always asking for more subs. Guys, come on, sub to my channel, sub to this, sub to that. For me, you will never hear me saying that, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, of course, if somebody supports the channel, and most of the money we are collecting from the subs is being used anyway for organizing tournaments. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we sustained all these tournaments in the past 3 years. So basically, people choose to sub to the channel, and then we collect all the subs money. And again, to make $100 of revenue on Twitch, you need to have at least 40 subscribers. So we collected 40 subscribers, boom, we have a $100 tournament. We collect more than 40 subscribers, boom, we have a $200 tournament. That's how we made it in the first place. You know? I saw a German streamer, he actually plays Rachel Legends. Yeah, Rachel Legends is a sponsoring stream. Most of the time when you see somebody playing Rachel Legends, it's because they are sponsoring you, you know? And again, don't underestimate that. I mean, Rachel Legends, trust me, like, I've done it also. And it's worth it, guys. The amount of Rachel Legends is a really rich company, man. Holy moly, guys. They are so rich. I don't know how they manage to sponsor literally every single streamer. No kappa, you know, that's crazy amount of sponsoring action going on with Rachel Legends. Unbelievable. We have a troll now coming from the top side. 625 command points for goblins and 675 for Mordor. We see more and more trolls being recruited, dealing with the spider allies. I mean, no problemo. Also, Mordor orcs is coming from the bottom. It became a meme, yeah. But again, trust me, like, it's very hard to say no when you see how much they are willing to pay the content creators, you know what I'm saying? Boom, nice shot from the catapult, by the way, and keeping the level 2 slaughterhouse protected. It's really hard to say no, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine I'm telling you, hey, Tapsway, can you do this for 2 hours and you get from me $500? Would you say no? Let's be honest, you know, here we shouldn't blame the content creators who are doing it. It's really hard to say no. The builder or the troll is slowly but surely dying, and you can see even with the nerf, not nerf but the buff to the goblin archers against trolls and flyers, it's still hard. The tower has been destroyed, the troll level 2 is recovering up over time, has also the chance to use the find an orc to eat ability if he wants to, which has like 30 seconds cooldown, by the way. And the game is freezing now. What is going on? The game is frozen. Are we still live? Oh, actually somebody, I think somebody lost connection or something. What happened? They are ready for the game number 2. After some technical difficulties, we have the yellow Isengard player Eternal at the bottom side against the red goblin player Maru at the top side. Isengard against goblins, and I think Isengard's biggest struggle in this Champions League so far was against goblin faction. They legit almost lost every single game when it comes to fight against goblins. And he's saying, okay, much better so far. Yeah, the game is actually working quite nicely. And I think it's also fine for Maru. The thing about the connection and the VPN, by the way, to your question in the chat, is that many people are playing Battle for Middle-earth games, and few of them are from Europe, for example. In this case, we are talking about me being in Germany, Eternal being a French player, and Maru is from Russia. But imagine if somebody from North America is playing with us. For example, Sauron is from NA, right? He's from Canada. So basically, he needs to connect with a person who is living in Germany. There is a huge distance. Think about League of Legends, for example, for a second. They have like specific servers in some certain regions. In Europe all alone, they have 2 servers, Europe West and Europe Nordic and East. You know? Just to make the ping and the delay greater, better for the gaming experience. In this case, we are using a third-party platform, which is called Game Ranger. And all the people from all around the world are trying to connect with each other, which obviously creates lots of delay and problems. So even if there is gonna be ever a BFME 3 game, either it's gonna be Reforged or something else, they definitely need to find a solution to this problem. So they either need to make a splitted servers, so basically America has one, Europe has one, Asia has one, and this way the people can experience the gaming, online gaming, without having this huge delay and lag, which is potentially one of the main reasons, if not the main reason itself, why the Battle for Middle-earth games are not being played online many times or competitively many times. I think there are many BFME players out there in the world, but they choose to play skirmishes or the campaign other than joining the multiplayer scene. Wait, why I can zoom out as an observer? I don't know, man. I can, but you should be, you know, you need to still use the zoom out file. Alright, Caesar, my friend, buy me something from the shop. Buy me Monster. I'm running out of Monster. I need energy drinks. We have Fissure Start from the Goblin player into the Half-Troll Swordsman. On the other side, we have Warg Pits into the Warg Pegs and Uruks. I think in a one-on-one situation, the Uruks, they should be still a bit stronger than the Half-Troll Swordsman in a level 1 fight. But in level 2 fight, the Half-Trolls, they have the chance to get the charge attack, which will give them the edge of the skirmish, and they should be able to win against Uruks. So for me, the Uruks are the worst swordsmen, level 2, because every other unit pretty much which costs 400 Black Numenorians, and also the Half-Troll Swordsmen, they get the charge attack. And Uruks, yes, they have the shield formation, which makes them a bit more tanky, but in a raw combat strength, like a synergy between damage and defense, Uruks, they kinda are more in the defensive department, if this makes sense. Half-Troll Pikemen to counter the Warg Packs. Half-Troll Swordmen are also a counter to them. They have no chance fighting the Half-Troll Swordmen either, because Warg Packs, they are not fighters, they are like pokers. They are here to poke. They kind of crash the economy from the Goblin player by destroying those tunnels. But you know, Maru can always use those tunnels, get those goblins out of the, you know, goblin units out, and defend those tunnels against the Warg Packs, no problemo. And yeah, basically you can now leave at least one of them inside the tunnel all the time and get them out whenever you need them to be out. I got to hear you on the phone, but I cannot see the stream. See you. All right, Caesar. I mean, this guy, you are a legend, dude. You are watching me while you're driving to the shop just to listen to me, even though you can't even see the game. What a legend you are. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. War Pit level 1. Guys, is there anybody else who is watching the stream, not even watching the stream, but listening to the stream while you are doing something else? Like maybe you are doing something else in the meantime, playing your own game, or you know, watching something else, working on the PC, and just listening to the stream in the background. Is this a thing, really? If yes, you are the hero, guys. Trust me, that's impressive. Half throw pikeman. I used to watch until I fall asleep, and then I wake up to a holy moly. I'm doing it, came here for the comment. Yes, I'm playing New World. Hey man, guys, thank you so much, dude. Really means a lot to me, man. Say free on. Welcome. Till this also, thank you. I'm eating right now. Bon appetit. Good watcher. Bon appetit. I'm also gonna eat later on. Spaghetti, bolognese, uruks, and we have war packs coming. There is a tunnel on the river, but it's gonna be spotted, and you know it won't be taken down for now. But I believe Isengard now has the chance. There is a cave troll already on the field from a fissure level 2. Remember, in Battle for Middle-earth 2, you can recruit those cave trolls from a level 1 fissure, but the fissure in BFME 2 is made of paper. Here, the level 2 one is actually so tanky. 4,500. Dude, imagine if Maru actually chooses to recruit some fire drakes. They are so underrated. I would love to see them. Fire drakes burning. I'm also reading comics, but listening to the stream also. Shanks, I see it only now, or on the bottom of the map there is a throne from Moria. You mean this one? Hold on a second. Yeah, what is the... Yeah, true. What is this, guys? Sneaky little detail there. Yeah, Brindru has a good eye. He's actually catching those details. I'm starting a night shift in an hour, but I used to watch the streams while working. Now that Twitch is banned company-wide. I found you last week on YouTube. I'm from Brazil. I have played the game for years. Great job, hey man. Marshall, Koala, thank you so much. And greetings to Brazil, my friends. It's also one of the countries I would love to visit one day. And that's why you gotta love internet, boys. Because it gives you the chance to meet people you would never be able to meet otherwise. That's so nice. And that's what I'm talking about all evening long. Because, you know, how else would you be able to find people with the same passion like you have? That's crazy. The cave troll is running for his life. Uruks, crossbowmen, goblin warriors. You know, goblins are definitely spreading out quite nicely. 650 command points in total against 450 only. Isengard is more or less in a defensive formation. They gotta defend this. They gotta try to stall to get at least the devastation unlocked, because I believe in a situation like that, the Wildman of Dunland summon from Isengard wouldn't be the best call. He needs to kinda get the sustain in the eco, you know? In those Burrow expansions, I said it many times and I will keep saying that they are busted. Guys, imagine you invest only 200 for the expansion, which is increasing your command points the same amount like a level 2 tunnel for 200 resources only. So imagine if goblins get the chance to unlock the scavenger from the spellbook from 10 power point menu, and then you have like the sustain in the eco. You basically get money every time you kill enemy units, right? And you only like in the command point department. In total, you have the chance to build 7 expansions. So you can build 7 times those Burrow expansions. You get like crazy amounts of command points from them for 200 only. That's busted. Uruks. I mean, I like the HD edition Uruks, dude. They are looking so sexy. The Urukai. Look at them. Look at their design in the HD edition. I'm telling you. I wish I would get the chance to release, I mean, to share with you guys the HD edition. But unfortunately, I don't have the permission to do that. Lots of pressure. Uruks, they are trying to stall the fight. But once again, during all this time, the Goblin player Maru is untouched himself. You have a cave troll, which, you know, creates lots of pressure. Forces the Isengard player Eternal to recruit multiple pikemen to keep those units protected. And then you can do whatever you want in the meantime. Pressure the furnaces. Get away whenever it's needed. Don't fight against pikemen. And looks like he's creeping the troll layer also at the bottom left side, which will give him the chance to capture this in. Yahoot, welcome. Guys, I don't remember who that was actually, but yesterday some of you guys told me that there is gonna be like a Crusader Kings Lord of the Rings mod. Or is it already out? And I've never played Crusader Kings myself, but whoever did play it, would you guys recommend it? You know, should I try it out? Because I was recently buying the Shadow of War, you know, the Lord of the Rings, the Shadow of War game. But it's more like a role play kind of style, and I personally don't enjoy this kind of games, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what this Crusader Kings is all about. But apparently there is like a Lord of the Ring mod on it. It is a very early beta, okay. The game is very fun, but it takes a bit to get into. That would be no problem for me. I like those complicated games more, you know what I'm saying? That's why I enjoy RTS games. When it comes to play those easy games, you can also play Snake. By the way, I'm playing Snake once again. Did you guys know when you go to Google and just type Snake game, that you can literally play on the browser Snake? That's crazy. The Total War Lord of the Ring mod is also very fun. Okay. Mount and Blades maybe. I've also never played this. Dude, I miss so much action, boys. I regret my life to not have played those games. In Crusader Kings, you can start as a Turkish count and end up as a king of Germany, imagine. You work your way up, you know what I'm saying? Get promoted. It was unfortunately never this democratic in the world, you know. When you think about the old kingdoms, you would never have a chance to reach a certain point. Now even now it's very hard for a normal human being without like having like a great family background to reach some certain points. Unfortunately, we humans, we kind of decide about a person depends on his past, not even on his own past, but on the past of his family. You know what I'm saying? So if your dad is like a thief, you are done so for your life. You cannot become the president of the country when your dad is a thief. You know what I'm saying? You need to have like a loyal family to be able to reach. You need to know the real people, the right people. You need to have connections to be able to reach certain areas, and that's kind of very visible, unfortunately, in Turkey. I have many friends of mine who actually studied lots of stuff, right? They are doctors, for example. They studied medicine, you know what I'm saying? But they can't find jobs, and people with worse notes, worse standing than them, find better jobs than them because they know the right people. They have the connections, and it's kind of sad. I don't like that. I don't want to complain too much though. In the Mountain Blade, you have the whole Middle Earth map to explore with areas like Helm's Deep, Isengard, Minas Tirith. It's one of the best fan-made mods ever made for any game. Okay, I will definitely give it a shot then. Snake on Nokia 3310. Dude, Benzi, you know, right? I mean, I don't know, Benzi, you potentially remember the days, but it was so stable. Dude, the phone, you throw it against the wall would get broken, but the phone would be still perfectly fine. Bad situation here for the crossbow man. You don't want to fight them in a melee range. 7 power points collected after the devastation. Isengard is kind of recovering up a little bit. Here's Sharko now up on the field as the first hero. 7 power points, 600 command points. And we have the Goblin player on 1000 command points with only one single Burrow expansions. He has 2 Goblin Caves, double Fissure, and 1 Spider Pit level 1. Maybe need to get it to level 2 for the Spider Riders. Maybe get a Fissure to level 3 for the Fire Drakes. Or maybe save up for... there is Gollum, by the way, next to the fortress. He's now gonna go for the Weapon of Dungeon special summon. We'll be using it right off the bat. And big commitment. Spider allies on cooldown. And where are the Warg Riders at? There are no, because the Warg Pit is still remaining to be level 1. And the Warg Packs, keep in mind, they cannot trample. My father was a thief too. He stole my mother's heart. Oh, that's a good one, dude. That's a good one. In Romania, we call Nokia 3310 the Nut Crusher. True, by the way. And the thing is, I remember it was one of my early phones. I had like a Sony Ericsson one. That was my very first one. I don't even remember the name anymore, you know. My second phone was 3310, and it was affordable back in the day. Now the phones are not even affordable anymore. But the thing is, for example, in Germany, you know, you gotta pay like almost your full salary to buy the most recent phone, right? You need to pay your full 1 month salary. But in other countries, that's not even enough. You know, you eventually have to pay like
against the power of Mordor, there can be no victory.
Against the power of Mordor, there can be no victory. Erlon94, thanks for the sound effect. They are weapons, true, Videra. They are weapons. They're gonna become... I mean, unfortunately, Nokia died, guys. Nokia died. Imagine being a leader, and that's why you should never be confident and say, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Because they died. Imagine they were leading the phone industry with 3310, and then they kind of... I don't know what happened to them. I don't even hear Nokia anymore. Nowadays, all you hear from the phones most of the time is either Samsung or iPhone, you know, Apple products. But you barely hear Nokia nowadays. It's very unfortunate though. Imagine you are leading the world with your industry of 3310. Everybody and his mother and daddy is, you know, remembers the Nokia, the first Nokia phones. But what happened in the last 10 years plus? We barely hear Nokia anymore. Is it even existing? 1000 command points still, 500 only. Devastation is going to be available once again, but Isengard is struggling to keep the map control around his own side. There is a tunnel, and Goblin player Maru keeps bringing in the reinforcements all the time, and Eternal has to find a solution about this situation. Nokia is still a lot of stuff in regards of the 5G technology. Fiesta happened to Nokia. They have been hit by a truck. Sabarando, and also Ligane for the win. Thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Welcome. People made phones into a symbol of status. Big companies are just exploiting that fact. I don't think this way, to be honest. I think it's a great way of connection. For example, me and or my family are using the phones very frequently because we are living, I mean, we used to live in Turkey, right? And I remember the times when there was not this like spreading out internet connections, for example. And my aunt, like very earlier when I was living in Turkey, my aunt was living in Germany, and we could only speak with each other once a month because calling from Germany, somebody in Turkey, was hella expensive, right? You, for like 5 minutes of a call, you had to literally pay like hundreds of marks back in the day. But nowadays it's free. Everybody has WhatsApp, everybody has FaceTime. Now being able to connect with each other when there is a distance, it's much easier. And I think it's a great tool. Obviously, everything that is great can be overused to be bad. And I think, yeah, I agree with the statement in this term that eventually the new generation, instead of talking when they are next to each other, instead of talking with each other, they rather choose to communicate via the phone. And that's kind of meh. But I don't think the industry is fault. It's about the humans itself. You know what I'm saying? I think it's good. I like the phone. I like the communication possibilities nowadays. It's so easy to communicate with each other. After all, swordsmen though, they are popping off with the spider allies. They're gonna be gone very soon. The tunnel has been finally taken down. That means no more reinforcements for Maru anytime soon. He has one half-throw pikeman remaining. Warg sentry is coming up for a defensive structure for Eternal. And he was able to clean up all the tunnels around this area. So in this big circle from the river, from this river until this point, the area is goblin safe, you know what I'm saying? But he needs to kind of clear out this area too. There is a tower, there is a tunnel, there is a tunnel. So Maru can always keep using this pathway, which is zero protection for Eternal. Eternal is kind of trying to save up the middle area and also now going to the bottom area. Warg sentry is going to protect this pathway, which is very smart. Warg sentry against goblins or against units generally can be a better call in compared to a tower. We have an armory now level 1, but it needs to be level 3 at least for the armory to be purchased. Multiple lumber mills coming up, harvesting those beautiful trees. The Warg lair, I cannot believe it, is still remaining on the field. That's the only and last remaining creep on the map, last bridge. Sharku in the meantime is, by the way, level 5, almost level 6. Level 7 is going to unlock the man-eater. There is another Warg sentry blocking this river, protecting this furnace around it. The work sentry is working basically like a work layer, and it will keep spawning additional works if you cannot kill the sentry in time. Certainly true. We have to start catching outsiders when they will do something and do something about it. Tech is going to stay around anyway. Yeah. I mean, complaining about stuff but we cannot change, I don't recommend that, because there are certain things in the world we cannot change regardless how many times we talk about it. And if we agree or disagree with it, that doesn't matter, because the majority of people, they will always accept it the way it is. You know what I'm saying? You're right about it, Kaiser. So basically we gotta adapt. Like, there are many controversial people, for example, like this old school guys, and even in jobs they rather write it down with their hands with a pen other than using like Microsoft Office things. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta agree that technology made it easier, but also made the people more dumb. And unfortunately our school system didn't adapt. So school system in Germany, at least, or in many other countries, is about memorizing, building a memory on the people's mind. They need to remember stuff which is not even certainly important for their lives. Who cares about the second president of the United States? When I want to know that, I can Google it, and I can ask Siri, you know, and I find the answer instantly. And I think the school system for the kids needs to be changed once again. It's just too forcing people to build a memory of like kind of more or less useless informations, unfortunately. Because knowledge nowadays, everybody is able to educate himself. When you are interested in learning a subject, you can educate yourself in a couple of clicks in the internet world. That's what I think, at least. When I for example want to learn how this is working, when I want to buy a new fridge, everything what you want to know is literally hidden not hidden, it's very visible, actually, quite easy to be found in the internet, right? So you think people don't need to train memory? I think training memory as a skill is okay, but I believe that most of the information, I can talk about my own school experience. When I was going to the school, when I was studying, I was forced to learn stuff for the exams. I never needed them in my jobs, you know, later on. I never ever needed them. So basically you are filling your brain and your memory with more or less useless information, not always, but most of the time with useless informations which you don't need later on. And if you would need them later on, that's what I'm trying to say, you can figure out everything in a couple of clicks. You can learn. If you want to know, if you are a type of person and you are like, okay, hey guys, hey man, who is the fourth president of the United States? If this question comes to your mind, you just go to Google and type list of US presidents, and boom, you are up to date in about a minute. Why do people need to memorize that? Why do people need to remember that? What is the purpose? That's what I'm trying to question about. You know what I'm saying? I think the school system is kind of old, very old. I understand that you want more people to play BFME. Nah, I mean, again, I don't want to say it's always bad and people shouldn't kind of train their memory. No. I think it should be much more focused on the subject you want to get into. For example, like having some base knowledge. Base knowledge is important, right? So you need to have like regardless what you are studying, even if you want to become a doctor, you need to have like an understanding of math, of English, of different languages, like a base knowledge about stuff, about the world, about what happened in the past. I get it, that's important. But then when I want to become like a teacher and I want to teach, for example, English, I don't really need to memorize Spanish during my lesson, you know? It should be more and more focused on the subject itself. But I guess they just want to waste people's times, you know? That's how I feel like. They want to keep the people busy in the school for 8 hours, even though the content would be enough compromised content for the subject this guy signed up for. This is the job this guy want to learn. So give him only the content around the job and everything else, a little bit amount of information so he's up to date. But a guy who actually want to learn to become a doctor doesn't need to memorize the second president vice president of United States. That's my personal opinion. Again, everybody has a different opinion. That it shouldn't make us to enemies or something. I get it. I get it, Kaiser. I get it. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And I agree with you in many terms too. You know what I'm saying? But I think when I'm talking to my nephew now, who is now 10 years old, and he tells me what he needs to learn in the school, is kind of a little bit too much, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit too much. Especially in the, I mean, it depends also on the country and also on the state. In Germany, it's not like a global thing, you know what I'm saying? Germany is separated. Like, you need to understand, Germany is like US country with states built in it, you know what I'm saying? Every state in Germany has different rules, different school system. And some of them are kind of easy, some of them are extremely hard. And my nephew is unlucky that he's visiting one of the most you know, hardest schools because of the region we are living in. Actually, he has now forged blades, but he didn't go for the level 3 yet. So he went only for the forged blades, but not heavy armor. Heavy armor not purchased yet. I think heavy armor is more important. Devastation has been used on its beautiful trees on the map. We have still 1000 command points and 25 power points, but he didn't pick up a 15 power point yet from the spell book, you know? And 850 command points for actually Isengard was kind of recovering. Industry, Devastation, Field of Fires, this trio of resource boosting is so efficient that, you know, the fact that he's down 150 command points doesn't mean that he has less money than Goblin Player, trust me. He has still a lot of money, and he just gotta build up multiple multiple Lamry mills. He has only 1, 2, that's not enough. You need to build like 5, 6 of them to get the full value of the Field of Fires, you know what I'm saying? So goblins are making a move, and scavenge armor now purchased. That's gonna make them extreme, especially those, you know, those half-troll marauders. They will become so tanky now. Level 3 furnace is getting destroyed. Forged blades is boosting your damage so incredibly a lot that a tanky building, which is supposed to withstand a little bit amount of damage, cannot do it. We have Gorkil the Goblin King level 3. Skull Totem will give you the same buff like a Tainted Land and also grants you fear resistance. That's, by the way, the only way the Goblin faction can get fear resistant in the patch 2.02. Okay, the furnace also getting destroyed. Industry is available. He might use it on the furnace behind. This furnace is also damaged, might be taken down later on. Goblins, they don't plan on stopping. And we need armory fast to be level 2, level 3 for the armor. That's the only way you can withstand that. Half Troll, they have Azog on the field too. Azog is level 3, level 4 is required to get the Great Battle Rage, which is gonna make him to one of the strongest duelists of the heroes in the game. The armory will be clamped against and it will be taken down. It's a lot of, you know, kind of momentum he's losing. Skull Totem on the ground. Skull Totem can be destroyed, by the way. It's like a very tiny totem. You can click on it and it's hard to click on. The hitbox is very small, you know what I'm saying? So it's really hard to find it on the ground. But it was found by the towers, I'm assuming, and he was able to take it down. The Uruk Pit is the next target. Look how much damage those units are able to absorb during all this time. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, it's very important that you need to have base knowledge, right? You need to kind of understand, okay, we are living in a world, the world is round, we have this many countries in the world, our history is dead, you know, like having some sort of kind of sense about what is going on in the world. Like, that's very important, I believe. Not I believe, I know. But then at some point you need to make a transition, and then the guy should be choose the Watcher Summon from the Goblin player. The beat of Gorkil and Azog baiting the Isengard army in this area and getting wiped out. Oh my goodness. Half Trolls so good, exactly, dude. Benzi, they are actually very tanky. I'm telling you, Forged Blades and Scavenge armor on them, and they don't wanna die anymore. They don't want to die anymore, boys. Gorkil is also level 4. I mean, Gorkil is a very sportive hero. One of the better sportive heroes in the game. I mean, there are like few of them in every single faction. In Elves, it's like Elrond, for example. In Men, it's like Theoden. In Goblins, it's this guy. In Mordor, it's Gothmog. Every faction is like a really sportive hero. And Goblins, I think that's the second best sportive hero for not non-cavalry units, right? So the best one is obviously King Dane. King Dane gives you stubborn pride, fear resistant, leadership, mighty rage for a buff to make them stronger, and or enemy units weaker. And then with level 10 you get even the chance to summon the Royal Guard, which are like a upgraded amount of, you know, dwarven units to come to your aid. The problem mostly lies in how the knowledge is tested. In my opinion, the format of the tests are often more suited to boring memory view. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was, you know, criticizing too. Like the amount of informations which are required for you to be prepared. Like it's hard to learn this stuff and keep in your mind. And we are learning only to memorize this for a certain amount of time. So we don't really learn it because there are just too many informations. Either we are not interested in learning the subject, or our brain is fulfilled already with lots of information. So what I was doing is I was kind of trying to memorize it for like a bit, for like the test tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? When tomorrow is a test, I need to learn it now. I'm reading it multiple times just to have it in my mind. 24 hours. Then after the 24 hours, after the test was done, I forgot about most of the stuff. You know? Thank you for the follow, guys. Eladon, and thank you guys. Appreciate that. Bonky030. What's up, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Well, having one person teaching 20 to 30 kids is stupid, impossible to teach every kid. In Germany, you split them for that reason. In Germany, you have like a classification, you know? Basically, there are 3 different classifications. You have like a normal school for normal learning people. Then you have like an advanced high school, for example, in which people who are a bit faster. And then you have like the ultimate, you know what I'm saying? For the nerds. And for me, I was going to the school in Turkey until I was 12 years old, and I agree with that. You know, there are too many people in the class, and everybody is different. So somebody is learning fast, somebody is learning slow, and the teacher has to kind of find a solution which is not easy to be found. The build has been taken down, boys. The furnace here is going to be taken down as well. After all, swordman with blades and armor. That is the one rank. Hey. I mean, come on now. Gorkil the Goblin King. What? Gorkil has a strong will to resist the power of the ring? Hey, maybe in the films it needed to be Gorkil who brings the ring to the Mount Doom. Because imagine there is a ring, the one ring on the ground, and you have the will to resist it. That's crazy. And look at this, man. The half-troll swordmen, they are demolishing everything, my man. They are literally so strong. Yes, now also the cracked whip. Yeah, but it depends on the part of Germany here. They combined the middle and low difficulty school, but we still have the gymnasium for the better students. And yeah, and again, like I said also before, in Germany it's about the region, about the state. Gorkil wouldn't have made it out of Rivendell through that. If kid or a person is not interested, it's impossible to make them learn. Very true. And if you are, you know, the thing is, and what I was trying to say is like, maybe you are talented in some certain aspects. For example, you are like an artist, you know what I'm saying? You like painting, you like sprinting, but you don't have really talent when it comes to learn math, right? But everything goes toe to toe, everything goes side by side. So when you suck in one thing and you are talented in the other thing, they still will force you to know that. They will still force you to learn this thing what you suck in. Otherwise you can't make it to a certain place. So you need to do it. Everything, you have to. You have no options. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I want to become like I want to repair cars. Why do I need to know more about math than I already do? I mean, base knowledge, yes, I agree with that. But when it comes to count, discount, and stuff like that, when I know this, I don't need more than that. More than the base knowledge I already have to do what I want to do in my life. I want to repair cars, right? I don't need to calculate the distance between the moon and the world, the earth. That's not what I want to do with my life. But they are trying to teach you that, you know what I'm saying? Great battle rage. And level 5, Gorkil the Goblin King. Level 6 is required to get the poison stinger unlocked. But at what age you think that should happen? At what age do you think these kids are qualified to make their choice? I would say 14, 15, 16, something like that, you know? Like after ninth class. Like when you go nine years to the school, I think in those 9 years you know enough about the base knowledge about what is going on. You know enough math, you know enough English, but then you might not be interested in English. You want to do something controversial, you want to do something in your country, and you don't really need the second language to do that. Then you can choose to not have it anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Back here now. Go.
Uruks. I think 9 years of a school time. When you think about that, how long the school lasting for, basically nearly 7 to 8 hours every single day for 9 years. I think you learn a lot of base knowledge about every single subject. Biology, technology, language, chemistry, like you learn literally everything. But you know, H2O, when you know that, for example, why would you need to know about, you know, biology, for example, if you are not interested into that? You know, as long as you know like what is water, what is air, then it's fine. Nothing else is really important. That's why teachers, besides learning their subjects, also learn physiology. Yeah, and exactly. And I think it's like also boring for the teachers. You know what I'm saying? They learn one thing you need to kind of study. Guys, every time when I was younger, I was jealous at the teachers in Germany or in Turkey especially. I was like, those guys, they work the least, you know, the least. They have the most free time because they have like the same summer break like the students, like the kids. While other jobs, they don't have it. They don't have that much free time, right? So Summon Dragon, by the way, wiping out everything. But nowadays, in the past years, I think it's really not easy. You know what I'm saying? You have not always great children in your class. You know, you have sometimes retards, really difficult people. You need to kind of fight and argue with them every single day, dude. Working with humans, especially when they are kids, can be also frustrating. Like, I love my kid, but the thing is, I tolerate my child because it's my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it would be a random child, not from me, when it's not my daughter who is doing all the stuff what she's doing now, I would seriously have zero tolerance. You know, I couldn't do that for the rest of my life. Again, I think you need to have a strong willpower, and you gotta love kids. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love kids to do that. Especially in kindergarten. Dude, guys, I was bringing my daughter today in the morning to the kindergarten, you know. It's so loud in there, you know what I'm saying? In the morning, everybody is screaming and crying and screaming. The guys are shitting in their pants. They are kids, basically 3-4 years old, and there are like 2 tiny, like very like young female teachers. You know what I'm saying? They gotta do that for the entire morning until like lunchtime, until like 1 p.m. For like 6-8 hours. They need to play around with 30 kids, you know. Dude, respect. Gorkil is running for his life, level almost 7. He's gonna be in a fine spot, level almost 9 Manita. Shelob is, by the way, level 3. And after the dragon summon, we have Look the Money. Does he have the 1 rank? Yes. He has almost a chance to recruit Sauron, boys. We might see Sauron very, very soon. Look, the money is going burr, guys. Like, what is the money income? Isengard is dropping down to 550. He has barely any units around anymore. Couple of Whiteman Extrovers and Sharkur, it's it. Shelob in the meantime doing economical damage. Crushing those lumber mills, crushing the furnaces one by one. And trust me, like the upgraded Goblin army in late game, holy moly. I was expecting this in late game to be more in favor from the Isengard, but foolish I was. That's a perfect proof that, you know, basically map control is everything. And he might aim for the 25. He still needs around 2 power points and a half and a quarter to get there, but I don't think 25 is gonna change too much about the situation. He has, look at that layout, boys. Multiple level 3 lumber mills, level 3 tunnels all over the place. He has in total 3 fissures, by the way. There is another one here at the bottom side. We have goblin caves, the 1 rank. Look at this. I mean, he has so much money. How much damage can your dragon potentially deal to turn this game into your favor? I don't think it's gonna happen. The thing is, you usually master things by trying to learn harder things. If you are told to learn basic geometry, you will usually content yourself with knowledge. Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, like I said, it's always nice to have base knowledge. Because how can you be interested in a subject when you have zero clue about the subject? I get the statement and I 100% agree with that. You know, when you don't know anything about the subject, there is obviously not going to be enough interest for you to ask yourself, hey, is this something I want to do or not? You know? Do you have freezes every 3 seconds? Do you have freezes every 3 seconds? Do you have freezes? Deja vu. It's like a glitch in the Matrix. Look at, we have 10,000 plus. Now it's time, boys, for the Dark Lord Sauron. Come on, do it, do it, do it. Yes, not every 3 seconds, not so annoying. Yeah, I think Eternal has definitely some connection problems, boys. Lost Sharko because of that. But Maru is popping off. Kins are kind, but German kins are kinder. Hold on a second. He was recruiting Sauron and he has still 12,000 in the bank? What? How rich is this dude? There can be only one master of the ring. I mean, the walk animation from this guy is looking badass. Build me an army worthy of Mordor. Sauron versus Dragon? Okay. Oh, okay. So they want to actually... Oh, they want to fight Dragon against Sauron. I want to see that too. That's a great idea. So ladies and gentlemen, we will have Summon Dragon. The show match. Let the match begin. Everybody, watch carefully. We have the Summon Dragon against Sauron, the Dark Lord. He's gonna use his ability, which literally kills this dragon. The Fires of Doom does deal 0 damage. The battle has begun. Boom. Oh, they are not hurting each other. They are not hurting each other. That's gonna be an endless fight. The dragon has not that much time to be able to bring this fight to the end. That's not very effective. It's like a Pokemon fight. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to kill the fire. What is the... I know the German version, the German name. It's called Glurak. You know the red Pokemon, the one with the fire on his thing, and then he transforms to be the big dragon. In German, the Pokemon is called Glurak. I don't know the English version, but it's like when you want to attack this Pokemon with like a fireball. You know what I'm saying? It's like resistant to fire. Charmander, yeah, exactly. I don't know why. I always thought it's always Glurak. But in German language, when they translate, they actually also change all the names from the Pokemons. Charizard. The big one, yeah, the big one. Disappointing fight, true. Flaming Wizard, very true. Very disappointing fight. Okay. So Eternal has been defeated. The score is gonna be 2-0. I mean, you have seen like a late game potential between Goblins and Isengard.